Okay, here we go. This is the Thursday, 6th of January class. We're going to work with the tennis ball, so have a tennis ball nearby. We'll start as usual with some exercises for the neck, which helps the vestibular system. And then we'll be doing some breathing exercises and some rolling with the tennis ball. I will give a class that is a little bit more slow and intuitive today, a little bit more awareness on our movements, and we'll have a very nice relaxation exercise at the end. So let's start seated on your mat with the tennis ball nearby. If you have a pillow, I would take the pillow and sit on the pillow so that your hips are lifted higher than your knees. Okay, this is important because it gets the low back in a nice curve. Placing your hands onto your thighs or just above your knees. We'll begin by just paying attention to the breath. As you breathe in, feel the breath moving in through the nose. And as you breathe out, feel the breath moving out through the nose. And as you do this, close your eyes and just notice the breath. In slowly and out slowly. The more you breathe in and out through the nose, the more it stimulates all sorts of glands in the brain. And there is a small vibration that happens in the sinuses. And it's believed that this vibration, when you breathe in and out of the nose, helps to calm the nervous system. We also, more often than not, use the diaphragm when you breathe only from the nose, without using the mouth. So we'll do one more deep breath, just like this, in and out through the nose. And then open your eyes. At the next breath in, lift your chin and look skyward. And then as you breathe out, lower the chin very slowly and look down towards your feet. And again, we'll lift the chin looking skyward and lower, looking towards the feet. See if you can go slowly with lots of awareness. The more you move with awareness, the more you get control and mastery of your body. It's when we start doing things without an awareness that we lose mastery. Let's come back to a neutral position with the head and the neck. And turn your head to the right as far as possible without moving the shoulders. And gently come back to center. Then to the left, without moving the shoulders, and back to center. Good. Very smooth and gentle movement, keeping the shoulders and the rest of the spine completely still. It's just the head and the neck that are moving. Last time, doesn't matter which side you turn to, and come back to center. Good. Let's take our hands and grab a hold of the tissues at the neck and gently pull them forward towards the throat. So keeping your neck long, keeping your chin lifted, you'll grab those tissues and draw them forward. The gentle massage and movement on the neck. And for me, this feels really, really good. It helps to release all sorts of tension. One more time, just take the tissues and draw them forward. Good. Let's set our hands back down and make an okay sign with your hands. This is a mudra. Place the palms down, facing downwards, and lift up through the chest. Close your eyes again and pay attention to your breath. Just notice the breath moving in and out of the body. Now, this exercise of breath is going to almost be like a meditation. The next time you breathe in, feel that the breath is moving from your back body to the front body as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, it moves from the front body to the back body. So you're filling up, starting at the back, and you fill up, moving everything forward. And then as you breathe out, you feel it emptying from the front to the back. Do this about 5 more times. Very slowly breathing in and breathing out. This time I'm going to count it. Breathing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, move the breath forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out, move it back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more times, breathing in. Breathing out. Last one, breathing in. Good, breathing out. Excellent. Relax, open your eyes. Lift your knees up, and we're going to move onto our backs with the tennis ball. So if you have a pillow, come off the pillow and place it to the side. And you'll take your tennis ball, and we're going to work around the shoulder blade. So the way I like to set my tennis ball is I'll take it in my left hand. I will bring it underneath the shoulder blade and roll down onto the tennis ball. Now, putting all your weight on the tennis ball might be very uncomfortable. So I roll a little bit off the tennis ball. And I'm going to bring my right arm, so it's beneath my right shoulder blade. I'll bring my right arm across my chest and place the hand on the left shoulder. My knees stay bent, my back is relaxed, but I feel the pressure just below the shoulder blade on the ball. Now, very gently, I'm going to roll on and off the ball. So I'll roll on and off. For me, it's not painful, but it's uncomfortable. I can feel the muscles being affected. I roll on and off, side to side, just very gently taking your time. One more time. All right. Then I'm going to bring my right arm down to the side, and I'll make a circle with my shoulder. So this affects all sorts of muscles in and around and underneath the shoulder blade. Making that circle, I'll change the direction on the opposite direction. Excellent. And then I'll roll off the ball. I'll take it. I'm going to lift up from the side and come to a seated position again. Rolling my shoulders. Go ahead and roll your shoulders. And just notice the difference between the right and the left shoulder now. Okay? You can do one shoulder at a time, making some circles and figure eights. Good. Nice. Now we're going to do the other side. So I'll place it in my right hand, and I'm going to bring it underneath the shoulder blade on my left-hand side. I'll roll down onto the ball. Left arm crosses across the chest. The hand goes to the shoulder. My knees are bent. Everything is relaxed. I feel the ball, but there's no pain. Now I'll roll on. There's a little bit of discomfort, and I roll off. Okay? And let's do that. On and off. These massages work not only the muscles, but of course we want to affect the connective tissue, which is the fascia. So as you roll on and off, remember, it's not just that spot you're working, but it does affect the entire back. It can go up to the neck. It can even go down into the legs. One more time, roll on and off. All right. Then bring the left arm down by your side and make a circle with your shoulders so that you can feel the shoulder blade is moving and it's moving on the ball, and different muscles are being affected, as well as different fascia. Change the direction of the circle. Always breathing. Good. Excellent. Roll off the ball. You can take the ball and place it to the side now. We won't be needing it anymore. Lift up from the side and come right up onto your hands and knees. So as we massage both sides, just underneath the shoulder blades, this helps to work into the shoulders, neck, but it also can affect the low back, the legs, the hips, and even down through the arms, okay? And what I like to feel, especially when I massage this spot, is the effect it has on the chest. So staying here, I want you to push away from the floor, pulling your chest away as far as possible, and then allow your chest and your rib cage to sink towards the floor. This is actually called a scapular push-up. So we push away, lifting up the thoracic cage, and then we let the chest sink down between the arms. Let's keep doing this about 4 more times. Push away and sink. And this is moving the scapula, moving the shoulder blades on the rib cage and getting this articulation to be nice and lubricated. The more you move your different articulations, the more hydrated and lubricated they become. And that's what we want. We want them to move smoothly so there's no pain and no discomfort. Let's do that one more time. Push away and then come back. Open your knees and sink back into a child's pose. Now for this child's pose, let's bring our arms underneath the forehead and take a few breaths here. Feel that your hips are stretching out, your low back is stretching out. Feel yourself breathing deeply and slowly without any hindrance. And now reaching your arms far, far out in front of you, palms down nicely, fingers open, rise up onto your hands and knees again, bringing your knees in hip width. Let's move into a bowspring position, allowing the back to curve, allowing the hips to curve up, and lift your head. In this position, you should feel immediately that the belly gets long and stretches. Let's bounce back and forth. Very gentle movements. Keep feeling like the belly is stretching and lengthening out. Keeping the hips back. Push down into your right foot to roll over and set the right foot down. The right knee points up to the sky. Right hand reaches far out in front and fingertips are on the floor. Let's bounce back and forth again. Back and forth. Hips go towards the left heel. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset the right hand back down, and we'll stretch the right leg out to the side. The toes point forward, so it's the inner thigh being stretched. And we'll bounce back and forth again here, getting the inner thigh prepped and ready for movement. And then bring the right knee back down. Press into the top of the left foot and lift up your left knee. Left foot places itself flat on the floor. Left hand reaches out, fingertips on the floor, and you bounce back and forth. This is super good for the articulation of the hip. It really gets everything lubricated. The low back starts to fire up, as well as the backs of the legs. Then bring the hand back down and let's stretch the left leg out to the side, toes pointing forward. And again, bouncing back and forth. Head is lifted, we're looking forward, so it's engaging into the muscles of the neck. All right, bring the knee back down. From here, tuck your toes under and let's take crouching cat. Lifting the hips up, feet at hip width. Open your shoulders. So as we massage those muscles just underneath the shoulder blades, see if you can open the shoulder blades wide and you feel those muscles nicely engaging. Let's bounce back and forth. Knees open wide. As you bounce back, it's like you're going to get your belly between your knees. 2 more times. Good. And then we open our feet nice and wide as the mat. Begin stepping your hands backwards. Set your hands onto your thighs and lift your chest up. So we've got the open squat position. Knees over the feet. So you need to make sure your knees spread apart. Hands on your thighs. Lift your chest, and you should get very long in your belly and your waist. Raise your arms out in front of you. And we'll sink down in a squat, lifting the arms higher. And then we rise back up, lowering the arms. Let's do that again. 5 times. 4, it's like a squat. Get strong in the legs. 3, hips go back. 2, here's the last one. We come to standing and we step our feet in. From here, we're going to step our feet forward with long strides and the hands come to the heart center. Okay, knees are soft, hips are back. They should curl back with the glutes lifting a little bit. The ribs lift, the chest lifts, and the shoulders open wide. Keep your eyes at the horizon, and we're going to raise our arms up, palms touching each other. Lean to your right, lean over to the right. Hold it here, eyes still at the horizon. Feel like your whole side body's lengthening. And breathe here. 3, in and out through the nose. 2, 1. Come back up to standing. Bring your hands back down. Reset. Remember, knees soft, hips back, chest lifted, eyes at the horizon. Raise the arms again, and we lean to the left this time. Going right over. Keep the eyes lifted. Holding 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Hands come back down to the heart. Reset your position. Knees soft, hips back, chest lifted. And let's get moving. Take a deep breath in, rise up. As you bend forward, bend at the knees, elbows bend, they come down towards the knees, the hands come to the floor. Step back to a plank position. Head is lifted, belly long. Bring your knees down. Lower your chest gently to the floor. Point your toes, lengthening out your legs. Rise to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto your hands and knees first, and then tuck your toes to take a down dog or a crouching cat. In crouching cat, lift your head, look forward, open the shoulders. Then, if you're in down dog, bend your knees, and we turn our knees to the right, knees and toes to the right. And let's bounce here. 3, 2, 1. Turn everything forward. Step your right foot forward, then your left, and then get all the way to the front edge of your mat. Knees bend low, hands to the thighs. Come up to a chair position. Raise your arms by your ears. And then all the way up to standing, arms straight, legs straight. Good. Hands to your heart center. Same thing. Deep breath in, let's rise. Breathing out, we fold, elbows to knees, and then stepping back to a plank position. Bring your knees down, bring your chest down. Pointing your toes, lengthen the legs, rise to a little cobra. Bring the chest back down, up onto your knees, down dog or crouching cat. For crouching cat, you need to step your feet forward a bit. Now, if you're in down dog, bend your knees, turn your knees and feet to the left, and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Turn it back forward. Left foot steps halfway up the mat now. then the right, and then all the way up, bend your knees, hands to thighs, lift to a chair, arms by your ears. Holding 3, 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Hands to your heart center. Let's go again. Deep breath in, rise. Folding. Stepping back to a plank. Lower your knees down. Lower the chest down. Point your toes, lengthen out, rise to Cobra. Pushing back on hands and knees. Tucking your toes, down dog or crouching cat. Turn the knees and toes to the right and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Back to forward, right foot forward first, then the left, then front edge into a squat, arms by your ears, holding 3, 2, 1. Up to standing, arms by your sides. Let's go again, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise up. Folding, elbows to knees, stepping back to plank. I'm going to come have a look. Good, move yourself down gently and slowly. Good, point your toes and rising up to a cobra. Beautiful. Chest comes back down, push back, down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. If you're in down dog, bend your knees a bit, turn them to the left and gently bounce. 3. Good, 2, 1, turn back forward, left foot comes forward, then the right, all the way to the front edge, excellent. Chair position, hands come to thighs, lifting up, chair, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing and release. Good job, ladies. Hands to your hips. Raise your right foot and bring it back halfway on the mat. So the right foot is back, halfway. This is a lunge, and it's going to be a short lunge which protects the hips. I want you to squat back as if you're going to sit back onto your right heel. Chest is lifted. Reach your arms out in front of you and clasp all your fingers except index and thumb. Turn your upper body to the left. So let your hips go back. There's curve in your back. And you turn your shoulders to the left. This is a challenge. It is very strong. Hold here, draw your throat and ears back so your eyes are at the horizon. Good, hips back, holding. 3, excellent. 2, 1, turn back forward, reach your arms behind you, and raise the right leg up behind you. Bent knee, foot pushing up to the sky. Lift the chest, raise your arms, set your gaze out in front of you, holding 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing and release. Good job. Hands to your hips. We'll do the other side, same thing. Step your left leg back. So only halfway behind you, halfway the mat. Heel is lifted. Press your hips back. Back is long. This works the belly and the back. It's an excellent core workout. Reach your arms out in front of you. Clasp all fingers except index and thumb. And twist to your right this time. Turning as far as possible. Lift your chin, draw your throat and ears back. Hips go back. And we hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Unwind. Arms stretch behind you. Keep both knees bent as you raise the left foot. Push the left foot up to the sky. This is called Propeller Pose. It's like the propeller of an airplane. You push it up, 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 holding 3. Look forward. 2, 1. Come up to standing. Good job. Hands to your hips again. Well done. Step one leg back, whichever leg, to be able to turn towards your device so you can see me. Feet are apart and pointing in the same direction. Bend your knees and begin folding forward. So your hips go deeply back behind you. Knees are bent. From the side, it is an excellent open squat. very, very strong. Hands can be on your hips, or if you have any back issue, maybe you want to set your hands on your thighs. Okay? From here, reach your right arm forward and stretch the right arm as far forward as possible. Lift your eyes, looking forward, and we sink down. 3, again, 2, 1. Reset your right hand either on the hip or on the thigh. Reach your left arm out in front of you. Feel the back working, feel the hips working, and we squat. 3, 2, 1. Hand comes back. Now decide whether you do it with your hands on your thighs, on your hips, or straight out in front of you. Ready? Last 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift the chest and turn your toes out to the sides for a standing frog position. Bring your elbows down by your sides, and we get into what's called goddess position. Straighten your legs, reach your arms above your head, and come back down. Goddess position. Good. Back up again. Breathe in, breathe out, coming down. Good. Getting stronger, lengthening the belly. Breathing in. Breathing out, pull down. Yes, 2 more times. Breathe in, breathe out, pull down. Last one, breathe in, breathe out, pull down. Now, good. Turn your left foot forward, turn your right foot to the right, and bring your right elbow down onto your thigh. Left hand goes to the hip. Sinking down, good. Reach your left arm right next to the ear, and we're in a side angle pose. Knees are bent, hips are back. Lengthen out the belly, lift your head. Feel how there's a twisting going on at the waist as well as a lengthening. And then maybe you can twist open even more. This is called the coil, looking up to the sky. Turn your chest up. Feel the work in the waist. Good. Releasing, set your left hand onto your left hip. Now look down at your right foot and begin straightening your right leg. Slide the right hand down towards the ankle. And this is a modified triangle pose. You're getting a deep stretch down the back of the right leg. And we hold here. If you'd like to go farther, bring your arm down towards the floor, circling around and up to the sky for the full triangle. Turn your head if you wish. 3, draw that arm back. It's working those muscles that we massage. 2, and 1. Bring the hand back down to the hip, bend both knees, and lift up slowly. Hands to both hips. Turn your toes diagonally outwards, and we go back into the goddess position, sinking down. All right, let's reach back up. 5 times. Breathe out as you go down. Breathe in as you lift. And feel like this is not only releasing, but it's kind of flushing. It's flushing out the system. The hips, the thighs, the back. And you can release as you do these deep breaths. Last one, and we hold down in goddess. Yes, good. All right. Bring your hands down to your hips. And we turn this time right foot towards the device and left foot out to the left, completely turned out. Bending both knees, hips are back. Bring your elbow down to the thigh. So this is left elbow down to the left thigh. Yes. And the right arm comes next to the right ear, side angle pose. We're lengthening out the whole right-hand side of the body. And then begin twisting your chest and your head to the sky. And you should feel, wow, there's a big work going on at the waist and at the core. Stay here and breathe, both knees bent. Keep the hips back. 3, good. 2, and 1, excellent. Bring the hand back to the hip. Look down at your left foot and begin straightening your left leg. The left hand can come down onto the ankle. The right knee can stay bent. Now, begin turning to open up once again into a triangle pose. If you'd like to take the arm up, allow it to swing down in a circle. First to the floor, then to the side walls, then to the sky. And twist open. Look up to your hand. Draw the shoulder back. Keep breathing and feel the stretch down the left leg. Good. 2 more breaths. Draw the shoulder back. Feel the work that's happening in the back. Excellent. Hand comes back down to the hip. Bend both knees. You can help yourself up if you wish for your low back. Last round of goddess. Reach to the sky and bend your knees, sinking down. So we're just flushing out, moving the lymph, flushing the blood out of the muscles that we just worked. Deep breath in, sink down. 2 more times. Deep breath in, rise, and down. Last one. Good job. Now from goddess, you can either decide to jump and bring your feet and legs together, or you just step in. I'm going to jump. 1, 2, 3. As you wish, you can jump or just step in. Hands to your hips. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You could be at the ankle, the knee, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Now, it's found that if you have the knee more at a 45-degree angle compared to your hips, it's better than having it spread out to the sides. So it's better for your hips to have it at that 45-degree angle. Lift your chest and lift your arms. Feel that your ribs are pulling away from the hips. Feel that your legs are getting longer, especially your standing leg. Eyes at the horizon. And hands come down to the hips and bring the foot back down. Changing sides. Bend your left knee out to the side. Ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. And the knee is more at a 45-degree angle rather than completely out to the side. Okay? Lift the ribs away from the hips. Feel the belly getting long and reach your arms. Eyes at the horizon. And we hold, remember breathing in and out through the nose. Getting that stimulation of the master glands in the brain. Good. One more, deep breath. Well done. Hands to your hips. Lower your foot down. Excellent. We'll step back to the front edge of the mat and we'll get ready to move to the floor. Hands at the heart center. Reset your position. Deep breath in, rise. And folding, elbows come to knees, right down. Set your hands and step back to a plank position. Lift your head, make everything strong. Now you could be in a full plank, or you could place yourself in half plank with the knees down. Find which is going to work for you today, because we're going to hold for a little while. Open your shoulders, keep your back and belly long. So no tucking of the hips. And we stay here. 3, 2. Here's the last one. Deep breath in and breathing out. Lower your knees gently. Good job, ladies. Move down to the floor. Hands underneath the forehead. Move your hips from side to side to relax the low back. And you can place your head down to relax the head and neck. All right. Lifting the head. Let's raise our arms out into a cactus position. So it's the same position as we did in Goddess. Elbows are bent. Raise your head, chest, and shoulders. And if possible, raise both legs. And we're going to hold here. Set your gaze at one point out in front of you and breathe deeply. Squeeze the glutes. Feel the back body engaging nicely. 2 more breaths. Hang on to it. And let's move down to the floor and relax. Relax the neck, relax the low back, relax the backs of the legs. And take a few deep breaths. Lifting up your head, chest, and shoulders again. Let's bend the knees, set the heels together, and once again, we're going to take a cactus position with our arms. So bring them out to the side, and this is parachute posture. Lift your head, chest, and shoulders as high as possible, and see if you can pull the knees up off the floor, and as much as possible, the thighs. Hold it here. Set your gaze at one point. The more you focus on one thing, the more you can achieve. If we're scattered, we have a lot of things on our minds, our eyes are moving everywhere, we achieve less than if we focus on one thing at a time. Come on back down, hands under the forehead, and again, move the hips from side to side to relax. Good job. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen out your legs nicely. We're going to do a Cobra, so classic old school work. Elbows coming in. Take a deep breath in and rise to your Cobra. Draw your shoulders back. Feel that spot that we massaged at the beginning of class. Open up the chest and open up the throat also. Eyes at the horizon. And we stay here and breathe. Feel the belly getting long. One more deep breath in. Bring your chest back down before pushing up onto your hands and knees. Good job. Bring your knees to one side where you can lay down on the side facing your device so you can see what's going on. Your hand out in front of you. And we have a bone on the outside. This is actually the trochanter. It's the part of the femur bone, okay? It's not your hip bone. Your hip bone is higher, but this is the part of the femur bone. If you feel there's pain by being on that bone, I would recommend you roll backwards behind the bone just a little bit. So you tilt your hips this way, okay? It's gonna work more the oblique muscles of the belly rather than the low back. So you just tilt your hips back a little bit. The top arm, the hand is out in front of you and the head is down, supported by the other arm. Point your toes and lift both legs. Okay, this contracts a lot of the core muscles as well as the side glutes, and this is going to be super healthy for the hips as well as for the belly and the low back. Now, having that top arm out in front of you to support is going to help with this next exercise. Bring your lower leg forward and your upper leg back. And then switch. Good. So it's a scissors. Switch. And again, switch. Good. Another 5, 4. Keep everything strong and tight. 3. Excellent. 2. Once more. 1. Now bring your legs together and raise the legs as high as possible. This is a yoga posture. It's called Vishnu, Vishnu Asana. Lift them higher, higher. Keep contracting through the side body. See if you can lift them the highest possible. And then lower your legs down. Good job. Bend the knees. Lift yourself up from the side. And we'll switch sides just by shifting the legs to the opposite side. And come on down onto that arm. The head is resting on the arm. Top arm is out in front of you. Stretch your legs. Okay, Vishnu. So find yourself off the trochanter. You can roll your hips back a little bit so that you're just behind that bone. And that's going to help when you do the scissors. So let's lift the legs for Vishnu. Good. Okay, get ready. Top leg forward, bottom leg back. And you scissor, you do the opposite. Good. And scissor. Lovely. This really is a good work for the hips and core. Keep going. 5, 4, the head is resting on the arm. 3, relax your neck. Good. 2, here's the last one. 1, now bring the legs together, toes pointed, legs are strong and tight. Lift the legs high, hold it. A little bit higher and hold. Beautiful, ladies. One more time, a little bit higher, hold. Excellent. Bring the legs back down. Whew. And from here, roll straight onto your back. Okay. We're going to move into some bridge poses. But before we do the bridge poses, I want you to raise your legs to the sky, flexing the feet. Bring your legs as wide as possible. We're going to do a small stretch of the inner thighs. Take your hands and grab the inner thighs just around the knee level or just above. And hold your legs there, taking deep, slow breaths. If you can curve your low back, that will be even better for the good stretch of the inner thighs. And it's also going to help to release the hips and get them working nicely in our bridge poses. We're going to do 4 series of bridge poses. Good. Rebend your knees. Bring your legs together and stretch your legs out with a slight bend in the knees. Heels into the floor, toes pointing up. Arms are down, and we'll lift the hips up. This is the hamstring bridge. Feel like you're pulling your heels towards your hips. This is contracting in through the hamstrings. If you want it, you check. You just touch the backs of the legs. It should be hard and strong. Holding, breathing. Your hips don't have to be up very high to get the benefit. One more deep breath in. And let's let go and bring the hips down. Good. Stepping your feet in. Frog bridge. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Now this is why we stretched out the inner thighs, to get a full contraction of the frog bridge. Push the soles of your feet together and lift your hips up. Now we've got some deep muscles in through the hips and the glutes, as well as the thighs that are working here. The hips lift, but not very, very high. So what we do is we're going to press. We push the feet together and we lift the hips up. 10, 9, we go just a little higher each time. 8, 7, squeezing. 6, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hips back down. Separate your feet, set them flat on the floor. Here's our 3rd series of bridge. This one's going to work the inner thighs as well as the perineum, okay? So feet are apart. You're going to lift your hips up, not too high, and we squeeze the knees and thighs together and apart. As you squeeze, pull the perineum in and up, okay? And apart. And again, we squeeze together, pulling in and up and apart. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, feel the glutes working as well. 7, making stronger. 6, we all want to get stronger in 2022. 4 more. 3, 2, here's the last one. Bring your hips back down. Bend your elbows. Set your elbows into the floor, fingers pointing to the sky. Lift and open the chest, upper back comes off the floor, back of the head is pressing down. Separate your feet, get yourself ready for your classic yoga bridge. Lift your hips up and we hold here. If you'd like, take a moment to close your eyes and imagine all the things you want to move forward in 2022. All the things you'd like to see happen. 2 more deep breaths, holding. Stay strong, ladies. Good. Raise your arms over your head, reaching behind you as you lower the back, 1 vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. Nice. Once you're all the way on the floor, separate your feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees fall to the right and reach your left arm as far as possible behind you, reaching long and strong with the left arm. Lifting your left knee first, right knee follows. Let's go the opposite side. Knees go to the left, and we reach far, far, far behind us with the right arm, really stretching out the right-hand side of the body. One knee at a time, coming back up, good job. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh and raise both knees up, grabbing around the legs. Pull the knees towards you. And during these stretching exercises, just allow yourself to sink into it, to let go. Allow the body just to flow into relaxation and restoring. Uncrossing the legs, come into happy baby before doing the other side. Grabbing a hold of the ankles or the bottoms of the feet, knees wide. And we change. Left ankle over the right thigh, grab around both legs and pull them in towards the shoulders. Begin just sinking and softening. And then back to happy baby. Now bring the soles of the feet together and push your knees wide with your elbows to get a little stretch of those inner thighs. There's 6 of these big inner thigh muscles. And then letting go, set your feet flat onto the floor, clasp your hands together, and make a circle on the sky with your arms and your hands. You'll feel that the shoulder blades get to moving again. Change the direction of the circle, and you can almost feel that there's a massage of the upper back. And then crossing your arms across your chest, grab a hold of your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin in and lift your head and chest, and then rock from side to side. So it's affecting that spot that we massage with the tennis ball on one side and the other. And this should feel really, really good. Just getting a nice release into those back muscles. And then come back to center and lower down slowly. Release your arms by your sides. And one leg at a time, stretch your legs onto the floor. Make any minute movements you need to get into a very comfortable position. And from here, begin breathing deeply in and out of the belly. So finding a deep, slow breaths. Making sure that the breath goes in and out through the nose. Bring your attention to different parts of your body. And each part I mention, feel as if it melts. So let's start with the back. Allow the back to melt. Then the shoulders, melting downwards towards the earth. Now the hips, melting downwards into the earth. And the legs, all the way down to the feet, melting. The arms, all the way down to the hands, melting. The neck and the throat. The jaw. All of the muscles in the face. Feel as if you've become liquid, fluid, warm, and flowing. And imagining this liquid, see yourself like a river where the water just constantly flows in constant movement, as if alive. Feel yourself now reforming into the body that you have right now. Keeping the sensation of fluidity, liquid, and movement. Begin now to breathe more deeply. And begin moving your fingers and your toes. Moving your arms and your legs. And if you're ready, raise your arms over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. Good. And then gently lifting your knees up against your chest, pull them in towards the chest and roll to one side. From that side, set your hands down and push into the floor to lift from the side. Good. To an easy seated position. Beautiful. Good. Let's rub our hands together, heating the hands up. Bring the hands over the face and gently tapping around your eyes. Let's shake the hands out. We'll do that one more time. Rub the hands together, bringing your hands over your face, gently tapping around the eyes, shaking the hands out. Good. Hands to your heart center. And ladies, thanks for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Namaste.